Have you ever caught yourself thinking, if only I had his intellect, I would definitely have been successful in life. If I was as talented as she is, then life would have been a cakewalk. But there are people who had neither connections, nor wealth, nor intellect, nor talent, and yet they succeeded so tremendously. The one individual who comes foremost to mind as an example of this is Helen Keller. Little Helen, when she was only 18 months old, she caught a virus, as a consequence of which 2 of her senses got damaged. Since then, she could neither see nor hear all her life. When her parents would touch her, she would go into a tantrum. There was no way to communicate with the world outside. When Helen was 6 years old, her parents took her to a school for the physically challenged. The school principal, Anne Sullivan, put her hand on Helen lovingly, and as was her wont, she went into a tantrum. Anne Sullivan told her parents, "Leave her with me tonight." Later on, in the night, Anne Sullivan put Helen's hand under a water faucet and placed the other hand on a pictorial representation of water. All of a sudden, a light went on in little Helen's mind. She realized for the first time in her life that physical objects have got designations or names. She was inspired to learn more, and by the night she had learned the names or designations of 30 objects. After that, she never looked back. She went on to become a graduate from the Radcliffe College of Harvard. She did not even stop at that. She started traveling around the world as a philanthropist, and she was inspired to give lectures. Now imagine she cannot hear. How will she learn to speak? But where there is a will, there is a way. By placing her hand on her teacher's throat and lips, slowly she managed to start speaking, and she delivered lectures around the world. In her 80s, before leaving her body, she said, "Life has been so beautiful. I have enjoyed every moment of it." How did Helen make her life such a success? Not because of the external assets that were bestowed on her by Lady Luck or her genes. It was her ability to manage her thoughts, ideas, beliefs, and values. To explain the importance of our mind, I have written this book, The Science of Mind Management. Let me read out from this. Our mind is the single most important factor that determines the quality of our life. Successfully controlled, it becomes our best ally. But if allowed to run wild, it steals our inner peace and undermines our productive endeavors. Let me give you an example of someone who had literally everything and yet could not make it in terms of joy, inner peace, and contentment. He was the king of rock and roll in the 1960s, are literally labeled the king. He was exceptionally beautiful. He had a golden voice, and he had tremendous fame and the money that it brought. But this was the state of his life in his last 4 years. When he returned from a public performance, he would tell his servants, "Give me my first hit." They would offer him colored barbiturate crystals and jab a needle behind his shoulder, and then a race would begin. How many sandwiches and coffee could he drink before he fell unconscious? He would then wake up at 4 in the morning, and with a softer voice he would say, "Give me the second hit." The same procedure would be repeated. He would again go off to sleep. At midday, he would wake up, and whether he asked for it or not, his servants would offer him a third set of barbiturates and a third injection. With great difficulty, taking chemicals, he would get himself into action for the public performance. Finally, when he died, it was not known whether it was ill health or suicide. Here was a man who had everything but had not learned to manage his own mind. So in the science of mind management, what does it say? We dissipate a large portion of our energy in combating external enemies whom we perceive as potentially harmful to us. But the Vedic scriptures say the biggest foes, such as lust, anger, greed, envy, and illusion, reside in our own mind. So if you would like to learn more about the science of mind management, do visit the Amazon website and take advantage of this book to be released on the 21st of September. I have put all my love for you, my desire to help you and add quality to your life in this book, and I hope it will make a huge difference to your joy, your success, and in finding meaning and purpose in your life.